since I'm done with Twitter niggas. We should finish with them, we should date these older niggas. I saw DEJ at the motive, came with loads of niggas. I know we tried to move to Nessa, getting cozy with her. Yo bro, I see you know Vanessa. I moved to her with the class cause I'm a slow finesser. You get the number, nah I follow, nearly wrote a letter. Us Twitter niggas and these Insta bitches go together. I rate it, don't waste your data here, just go DM her. Just be careful, you know Tolu knows the whole of North. Don't get caught.
I am DEJ the Ego. I am born and raised in East London, originally from the motherland, Nigeria. My mum used to play a lot of African music around the house, Nigerian music around the house, so I love music with African drums, African sounds, African sort of melodies. And of course, like growing up in East London, listening to grime, rap a lot, I think that kind of created the bridge between hip hop and Afro beats. And that's the kind of sound I make, the Afro swing stuff. Primary school, poetry. Like primary school used to do like a lot of basic level poetry, almost nursery rhymes in fact, not even poetry at them time. But it was just kind of like you had to make words rhyme. And I think from then you could see that I stood out from the rest of the class really. And it just grew from there. They shaped it in numerous ways. Like there's so many different dimensions to rap that it's like, I think as you get older, as you mature, like psychologically, you start to learn. So the most basic level is just about rhyming basically, like making words rhyme. Like even as simple as like one syllable, and then it comes to more than making words rhyme, saying things that are going to be catchy, or people are going to be like, oh, that was cool. And then I think like around year 9, year 10, I learned about like wordplay, like metaphors and similes and alliteration and all of that kind of stuff. And then again in the teens, like J. Cole came along and it was about storytelling. Like, can you tell a story, like articulate a story very well but make it rhyme at the same time. And then yeah, like as you get older, you start to learn even more stuff about like cadence and the sonic elements of rap. That kind of help, and you're either blessed with or you're not blessed with. Like that's the kind of stuff like you either have a good voice or you don't really have a good voice. You can't really learn, but you can exaggerate cadences here and there, change the pitch of your voice, even a bit of melody in there. Again, Drake, very, very good at that. So yeah, there's so many different dimensions. It's like all of the artists that I name, Andre 3000 as well, I should have named him last time. Like they teach you different things about rap, like different dimensions, like wordplay, punchlines, the metaphors, the storytelling, the cadences, flow as well. Like 50 Cent had an amazing flow, delivery, so many different dimensions, and like all of these artists teach you like a different element basically. I went through periods where I studied them like for like a year. I would just listen to their whole discography, everything they had out at the time. Then I feel like I completed that dimension, then I would move on to the next one. And that's how I kind of got here. My writing style is quite weird. I feel like it's unique to any other artist. I don't know, because sometimes you say stuff and then you find out other people are actually doing what you're doing. But I just live my like day-to-day life, and in that day-to-day life, things will happen. I'll be watching shows. Football is a major influence, and then I'll come up with like metaphors or like punchline. So I might be, for example, I might be watching like a Chelsea game and Hazard gets fouled or whatever, and then because I know his name is Hazard, like it's like something in my brain automatically attaches that word to something, another meaning of the word hazard, and then I'll come up with a line, and then I actually just write it in my notes. Before it was like I had a lyric book and I would write it down in my lyric book, just that line or just that metaphor, and then when I'm actually trying to write something, I just number it 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 16, because you deal with like 16 bars, 32 bars, and then I might stick the metaphor in, like I want the metaphor on line 8, and then I'll just build around that basically. It's different for what you're trying to write. So if I'm just trying to write something with like a load of metaphors and a load of punchlines, then that will be my approach. If I'm trying to like tell a story, then I think about what are going to be important lines, what are significant lines to the story, and I'll just start from the top. So I'll start from line 1, tell the first line of the story, then line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6. I'm somebody that I don't really like to go to studio and be in other people's spaces. Like even if I'm gonna collaborate with somebody, unless they've invited me, I will kind of prepare what I need to prepare in my own time, just because I wanna take a long time with it. That might be 24 hours. I wanna sit with something and go back and take breaks, and you don't really have the opportunity to do that with somebody else. But you still have to have the ability to get into studio with people and be able to write lyrics there. So some of my best verses, my favorite verses, I've written on the spot, like for features. Like I heard the beat. Normally you write the best stuff when you've just heard a beat that you really, really like. Like the best ideas come out, especially with regards to like flow and the cadence you're using, and any catchy lines. They normally come out as soon as you hear the beat, if you fall in love with the beat. So you make sure, like you'll normally voice note and demo that there. But when people actually come into the studio with you, it's almost like you're performing. Like you have to be on job for that time. But I'm somebody that's like, I'm very witty. Like even in day-to-day life, like telling jokes, like my mind works very, very quickly when it's like associating two things together. So even in the studio, I'm good at doing that. Oh, come on, man. So I recently released something called Twitter Niggas. And for this, the writing style was basically just, I didn't have any lines in my head that I knew I wanted to have in there. So it's like there was a blank slate. I just knew I wanted to kind of tell a story, but I didn't know where the story was gonna go. So like the story was kind of dictated by the rhymes. So you just start, I knew the first line, okay, I'm done with Twitter niggas. And then it's just about thinking about words that rhyme with, I like to do like multi-syllabic rhyming. So that means I'm gonna be rhyming with like the last 4 syllables instead of the last 1 syllable. So the first like syllabic rhyme was Twitter niggas. And then I had to figure out something that rhymed with Twitter niggas. So something that rhymes with Twitter and something that rhymed with niggas. And then I came up with finish with them. And then I moved on to a different rhyme, older niggas, motive, loads of niggas. I know we tried to move to Nessa, getting cozy with her. So it's like, while I'm writing it, I don't know where the story's going. I'm literally being dictated by the rhymes. I'm just trying to come up with a bunch of different like combinations of words or syllables that rhyme with the last syllable that I used, and then going on from there. Before it was just about being like the ultimate lyricist, like having the best wordplay. But now it's kind of gone further than that. Like again, in like the last couple of years, it's just about being good at all dimensions. Like all of the dimensions that I see as significant in rap, being good at all of them and completing all of them. So when I write something, can I write something where people are gonna be like, this guy's flow is sick? Yes. Can I write something where people are gonna be like, he's rhyming with more, like loads of syllables? Yes. Can I write something where people are gonna be like, his punchlines are sick? Yes. Is his metaphors, wordplay and similes sick? Yes. Is his cadence sick? Yes. Is his delivery sick? Yes. Like, can he tell a story? Yes. So now that's where I'm at basically. Like I'm trying to complete all dimensions, all of the levels for myself, and that's kind of what I want to be remembered for. I think the kind of topics I explore is a lot about women, love, and just like guy-girl relationships, because I think for where I'm at in my life and where the people around me are at, that's what's going on for them. Like before, back in the day when I was doing grime and I was in the hood per se, then I would write about that stuff. That's no longer my story. So it's like now I'm focusing on the people that have gone to uni, been in relationships, had some turbulence in those relationships, come out and are now in the dating scene or the friends with benefits scene or anything like that. There is going to be a time, I'm a counsellor as well, so there is going to be a time where I'm going to get more conscious, and there has been times where I've been more conscious, like writing some mental health stuff. But I think that comes, for me, that comes later. Like I'm on a journey, probably towards the end of the year. I'm on a journey at the moment where I'm just talking about like much more shallow topics, and hopefully get into the deeper stuff later. But yeah, at the moment it's very shallow, but it will get deeper. We aren't tight like before, but still like a rapport. I didn't write a report, but all I know is before, you would come to the TL with your cock out. So I know you're getting pussy on lockdown. All bones have been picked, but I still got a bone. Our last convo I was grilled on the phone. Grilled beef when I wish it was sweet corn. No remorse before the peace talk. If she tries to breach doors, I'll be throwing C4. You can shoot your shot, but that's an L, dude. Even naming down the sites will be an L2. The jungle is a war zone, I'll tell you. No elegance, and I'm just trying to get my load out. No doubt my old house garden is so brown. Dreams are sold out. You're ghost now. Got a heart full of cracks like a coke house. Or a screen of a dropped phone. I mean, it's a lot though. And Cupid's a G with a crossbow. Your love life misplaced. You pick up 2 for your mistake. I never double tap, cause that's a trouble trap. And I ain't on that cuddle law summer chat. I miss kissing in them Airbnbs, but wow, your mood swings are just scary to me, and Lord knows you're muted. But never mind, my friends are foolish. They chuck you in the group chat every time. I ignore every mind, very blind every time you post. I know about your new crushes, they reply the most. I ain't preying, but I know about your new crush. Born south, raised north, worked somewhere in east. Went Kent, studied law and got a 2-1. More than lust, but less than love. Nights, honey JD, got the best of us, it's crazy. Nights are good, you can't believe the second dates to the pharmacy. Laugh at me if you like, last night I caught a vibe. Can't lie, I'm in my zone and my fials. With a big batty gal known to the TL. Nobody knows that we bowing on the DL, I'm soaking the me out.